Request all of you to please put your hands together as I now welcome Ms. Bhagyashree Hattarki, HCP Interior Designs, who comes with an experience of over 18 years in the field and has worked in various places and projects, Algeria, Egypt, Nigeria, Qatar, Saudi, UAE, India, many, many more. And one of the most prestigious projects that she's recently been a part of is being the sub-consultant for the very prestigious Central Vista Transformation Project. So may I request all of you to please put your hands together and welcome her, always ready with that beautiful smile, here to share with you what is it that her team has been working on, how is it that she leads them on, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this presentation. All yours.
A very good evening to everyone, and thank you, Isha, for such a generous introduction. Well, I stand here before you today to present an insight into Indian contextual design through the lenses of my firm, HCPID. Well, at HCPID, we believe in creating an overarching narrative that takes you down a memory lane. We believe in synergizing global values with Indian intuitions that can foster a connection between the user and the designer. We believe in creating an identity, giving an identity to the spaces that can add that little touch of exuberance. And how do we do that? That's exactly what I'm about to explain through my presentation. But before that, I'd like to quote our founder and principal designer. She says, "Power of a space is measured in the memory of its soul. The experience is important rather than the glaze that flattens the picture in one's mind." On that note, we belong to India, a land of spices, colors, and experience. We go over the top, be it our spaces, our clothing, our food, where children find ways to play with nature, where we like the order in our chaos, where cultures may differ, but colors are a constant. We celebrate our diversity. The diversity that is not limited to our cultures and traditions, it goes beyond through economical and social strata. We still connect with our mythology. We still connect with our ancient literature. We create value out of nature and its entities. We give importance to entrances, be it an entrance of a building or the entrance of the bride and groom at a wedding. We bring natural elements into our spaces. Our homes are a natural extent to our outdoors. It's a response to our climatic condition. Our designed environments provide a sense of continuity to the past, present, and the future to achieve something that's truly timeless. Responding and respecting our context. Over the years, we have come together to, we've encountered through our various projects and come up with 5 such metaphorical experiences, intangible experiences, and that form an essence of our projects. And those are voluntarily simple, soliciting sensory experience, comfortable with ambiguity, following intuitions, and romanticizing nature. I'm about to explain all 5 of these and provide examples through our projects. The image on the screen is that of a sari. It's a 9-yard, very simple fabric that can be draped in 109 ways. How simple and flexible. Well, in one of our projects that I'm showing you right now, very simple materials like local quota flooring, fabric paneling, laminated paneling, and very simple, sleek seating almost create a backdrop to the performer and the performance. Simple. Another such example is that of a kindergarten transition space. Well, we have memories at school that remain forever. We decided to take upon that as an idea and create such encounters in the spaces that are transition spaces, like corridors, staircases, playgrounds. So, such encounters were added in the school that can create memories for the children that can remain forever. The imagery and sound is that of worshippers performing Ganga Aarti at the banks of the holy river Ganges in India. For some who have experienced it, you know that it's pretty mystical and leaves a memory in your soul. Well, that's the kind of immersive experience we try and aim and provide in our projects. One such example is that at a life skills classroom at a kindergarten. Well, the students were expected to learn from surroundings and spaces that they see and experience in their own community. So the function of this space was to create a marketplace so that children can learn from it. Well, the furniture, the market items were all placed and provided in this space. But what really created an immersive experience for them, made them connect to the activity, were the wall graphics, the characters, the anecdotes that they can relate to the marketplace that they have seen as a child. And added sound effects really made that experience an immersive one for the children. Another example is that of a governor's residence that I have. Now, this space was designed to reflect the prestige of the position that the occupant held, the governor. Now, that wasn't done through exuberant materials and finishes. Rather, we decided to celebrate the art, the craft, and the industries of the state of Gujarat. Well, in this transition space, a herd of cows were placed in the form of an artwork on a curved wall. There were cowbells hung and they moved with kinetic movement. And the entire experience was as if you moved through a procession of cows. Now, these cows are symbolic to the dairy industry of the state of Gujarat. The third one is comfortable with ambiguity. Well, we've all traveled by train on vacations, but one doesn't know how the journey would unfold, what kind of strangers we may meet, or the landscapes that we may encounter. But we're comfortable with that, right? So we try to bring in similar elements in the spaces. One such example is that of the pink man. In a residence in the vestibule, we added a commissioned artwork, which we call the dream cellar. Well, all the guests visiting the house wondered, what is this pink man doing here? Is he climbing up the wall? Why is he pink? Is he climbing down the wall? Well, it is left for the visitor's imagination to complete the designer's idea. He's called the dream seller. At this weekend home, we decided to design it like a party dress. Just the way a party dress is never worn every day, this home's program went beyond the normal residential program, along with an outdoor poolside bar. Well, the bar was designed in a very simple way, a sleek top. It had supporting elements. One of them was a silhouette of a tree that was borrowed from the surrounding landscape. The other two cutouts are of the client and the designer. Here, the conversations between the client and the designer are left as an imprint in the space, only for the visitors to explore. The fourth one is following intuitions. Well, Indian roads do make drivers intuitive. For some of you who have driven in India, one knows that you need to maneuver through overloaded trucks, honking cars, motorbikers, and not to forget the vendors who are almost covering half of the street, right? So we think that along the life of the project, we got to be, following our intuition, understand our instincts and follow our intuitions. So one such example was at this academy, which was part of a commercial building. So here, the curved partitions initially were designed to be opaque. But on one of our very initial site visits, we realized that, there's wonderful natural light that is coming into the space, and we got to change the material. And we just right away changed the entire design and made them opaque and let the light bleed in. Another such example is at a kindergarten. So when we were designing the counseling pods for kindergarten children, we did a case study. We visited a live session of counseling, and we found out that they sat in a large enclosed conference room with the teacher, the parents, and the children, and it was very instinctive to decide that, hey, we cannot design a space that is not comfortable for the child. So right away, we decided and we created semi-open spaces, pods. Even the furniture was designed to be anthropometrically comfortable for the child to be counseled. The last one is romanticizing nature. Well, this is my favorite one. We all like nature. We like to be in nature. We remember as a child, under the open sky, sleeping under the stars. Or for that matter, going on the long drive with that special someone on a rainy day. There is a connect that we make with nature. So at one such clubhouse that we designed, it was placed amidst wilderness, and we decided to give a similar experience to the guests. We designed the guest rooms with a ceiling that almost felt like sleeping under the tree. Another such scenario was another clubhouse, and we decided here to embrace the unwanted insects. So insects are said to be mostly unwanted. We don't like them indoors. So we thought, let's make them part of our design. We had elements like partitions, signages, wall treatments, all of it designed around the theme of insects. So the idea of romanticizing nature is to bring the user in touch with nature in unexpected ways. To summarize, those were the 5 intangible, metaphorical experiences. Voluntarily simple, soliciting sensory experience, comfortable with ambiguity, following intuitions, romanticizing nature. As designers, we strive to create that connect with the user and create meaningful spaces. And spaces that have something that belongs to the user and the quality of the space that we create. Indianness is one of the important aspects that we emphasize at our firm. We make an extra attempt to make the context visible through our projects. Indianness or Indian design is not about what we have. It's about who we are. We have progressed with the world, have been inspired by it at times, but the soul of the country is still here in the streets, with surprises at every turn of the street, streets that hold a story within them. We need to learn how to read that story. And as you flow through a maze of 100 different characters across different countries, you need to pick yours. And lastly, I would like to say, even silence speaks aloud. All you need to do is listen carefully. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Greenlam for bringing us all together here today. I wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.